A man walked into the court of Chanakya, not angry, not shouting, just quiet. He had just been betrayed, not by an enemy but by someone he trusted. Someone he had helped, someone he had protected. He stood there waiting, not for comfort, but for an answer. Chanakya looked at him and said, "Good." The man didn't understand. Good? His trust was broken, his loyalty was wasted, his world had just shifted, and this was good? Chanakya continued, "Now you can finally see. That is where most people fail. They think betrayal is damage. It is not. It is exposure. And if you understand this one shift, betrayal will stop being your weakness. It will become your advantage. Because what just happened to you was not loss. It was information, and information in the hands of a disciplined mind is power. In this video, you will not learn how to deal with betrayal. You will learn how to use it, not emotionally, not impulsively, but strategically, the way Chanakya did. And by the end of this, you will not fear betrayal again. You will expect it, prepare for it, and most importantly, benefit from it. And it begins with a shift most people never make. You think betrayal is the problem. It is not. Your interpretation is. You saw loyalty. Chanakya saw probability. You saw trust. He saw risk. That is the difference. He never built systems on emotion. He built them on human nature. And human nature is simple. People act in their own interest. Always. Loyalty is not permanent. It is conditional. The moment conditions change, so does behavior. You ignored this. That is why you were surprised. Chanakya was never surprised, because he never assumed loyalty. He verified it, constantly, quietly, without attachment. That is the first principle. Never depend on loyalty. Depend on structure. Structure does not betray. People do. So design your life in a way where even if someone turns against you, you remain stable. That is power. Now comes the second mistake, reaction. The moment betrayal happens, you want answers. You want confrontation. You want closure. This is weakness. Because the moment you react, you reveal your position, your emotions, your awareness, your intentions, and once revealed, you lose advantage. Chanakya never reacted immediately. He paused, not out of confusion but out of control, because silence creates space, and in that space you observe who knew, who didn't, who benefits, who moves next. Betrayal is not an event. It is a network. If you react too early, you only see the surface. If you stay silent, you see the structure. And once you see the structure, you control the outcome. Now understand this clearly. Not everyone who smiles at you is with you, and not everyone against you is visible. That is why Chanakya trusted patterns, not words. Words are designed to impress. Patterns are impossible to fake. Watch consistency. Watch behavior under pressure. Watch how people act. When there is nothing to gain, that is where truth reveals itself. Now comes the most difficult part. Detachment. You are not hurt because of betrayal. You are hurt because of expectation. You expected loyalty. You expected fairness. You expected return. Chanakya expected nothing, and because of that he was never emotionally controlled. If you want power, remove expectation. Do your role. Observe outcomes. Adjust accordingly. Nothing more, nothing less. Now we move to strategy. You do not fix betrayal. You reposition after it. First, reduce exposure. Stop sharing plans. Stop revealing intentions. Stop giving access. Second, reevaluate your circle, not based on history, not based on emotion, but based on value and behavior. Third, increase your capability, because the higher your competence, the lower your dependence, and dependence is where vulnerability lives. Most people, at this stage, seek revenge. This is where they lose everything. Revenge is emotional, and emotion is predictable. Predictability is weakness. Chanakya did not chase revenge. He waited, because time exposes more than anger ever can. People who betray repeat patterns. They become careless, arrogant, visible, and when they become visible, they become vulnerable. That is when action matters, not before. Patience is not waiting. Patience is controlled preparation. While others react, you build. While others complain, you improve. While others expose themselves, you observe. This is how advantage is created, silently. Now understand the final shift. Betrayal did not reduce your world. It refined it. It removed illusion. It exposed weakness. It showed you what cannot be trusted. This is not loss. This is clarity. And clarity is the foundation of power. At this point, you have two choices. Return to emotion. or rise into strategy. If you return, you repeat the cycle. If you rise, you evolve beyond it. Chanakya never feared betrayal, because he was never dependent on it not happening. He was prepared for it, always, and that is why he remained in control. So do not ask, how do I avoid betrayal? Ask, how do I become unaffected by it? Because the moment you reach that state, no one can manipulate you. No one can surprise you. No one can weaken you. Betrayal is not your enemy. Unpreparedness is. Fix that and betrayal becomes irrelevant. Use it and it becomes an advantage. Master it and it becomes power. This channel gives clarity in distracted world. If this changed the way you think, consider subscribing for more wisdom.